Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is still in the yellow support box. I don't expect it to hold it, to be honest. I think we would go down to the red box here. These are two different scenarios if you missed the previous video. In the yellow count is still valid. So I don't want to confuse you, but I'm going to show you scenario after scenario. I'm just going to show you to be honest, it's currently still the primary scenario because it hasn't broken yet. But I'm actually not too confident in it anymore, and I think it's gonna break. That is the yellow count. So in the yellow count, first of all, we assume that Bitcoin is generally in a corrective pattern. I'm not looking at this in terms of any kind of bullish perspective. There is still short-term upside, yes, but I'm still very strongly expecting one more low for Bitcoin, and that could go into the region 14 to 14.5K. That would be ideal. If we already break down now, it might even be a little bit lower. Yeah, that has to do with Fibonacci extensions, targets. So if we break down now, I'm looking actually at something around 13.5K. If we break down from here, and if a substantial top has been made. However, let me show you first the short-term bullish options and where we need to hold support, and below which price level I'm strongly in favor of a direct sell-off. So we've got here the overall scenario that I see Bitcoin as being in an ABC pattern still. That's still valid, and I assume we are going to continue with that. Before we, however, break down, yeah, so short-term upside. So we've been talking about that, by the way, since we were down here at around 15,700 or so. So we expected here a 1-2 setup, which took place, and since then we've been climbing higher here. And now it's just a critical time where Bitcoin has quite a strong retracement, which, however, is still possible in short-term bullish scenarios. However, it's obviously not ideal, because what Bitcoin is doing, it's doing a diagonal pattern or something corrective, which would then again be taking us directly to new all-time lows, basically, or not all-time lows, but two new lows into the 14 to 14.5K region ideally. But again, if we break down directly from here, it's going to be lower. So what is Bitcoin doing in the yellow count? So the yellow count is basically this ABC, yeah, and we are in the wave C. The wave C is a 5-wave move. So we're looking here at a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a 4, a 5. I see the wave 3 as an ABC, as in this yellow count, all of the subwaves of this wave C are ABC patterns. That is valid. This count will be valid as long as we are holding above 16,230. Now, I don't really believe in this count anymore, I'm very honest with you. The reason is we've basically come down to that level, and let me see, is it already invalidated? It's not invalidated here. See, I still haven't had time to look at the different, because I wanted to move it all to Binance. Let's see if Binance, what do we do on Binance? No, Binance is also not invalidated it. So it's still a valid count, okay? So still a valid count, but I'm not convinced this is going to hold unless Bitcoin now does some kind of a screaming rally from here, which I don't think it will. I think it's going to drop a bit lower. But I'm happy to be surprised. Yeah, I'm happy to be surprised that we're going to move around from here. So this would obviously be the most, let's call it most directly bullish setup, what is still possible from here. Even though it's not really bullish, it's just short-term upside, yeah, into the region 19 to 20K. That would be ideal. So if we drop any lower, we're going to get into the red support box. The red support box is the next support level, and that is the support level where if we drop below that, we're going to go down straight away. Okay, so as long as we're above this level, I'm still in favor of going higher. However, obviously probabilities for going higher short term have reduced with this strong sell-off. It's just because we have, let's say, less than ideal scenarios here on the chart. They are not perfect anymore. They are not like an impulse or anything. They're just diagonal patterns, ugly patterns, overlaps. And anybody who knows about price structure will know what I mean. So the other pattern, which is possible if we drop into the which is still possible, which sits sort of between the yellow count and the red count, I would say. We don't need to go down here really. Yeah, we could also turn around in this scenario now. It's just a scenario that would allow us to go higher even if we break the yellow box. and it would still be a 5-wave move. That is the green count. The green count allows us to count this as a wave 1, here a wave 2, here a wave 3, here a wave 4, and a wave 5. It's still a 5-wave move. It allows for a little bit of a lower retracement. I'm showing it to you because it's valid, and it's still sort of a fallback option for a 5-wave move should we drop below the yellow support area. That, however, will get invalidated below below 16,000, below this wave 2 low. So if we drop below that level, let me just double check that. Yeah, below 16,000. If we get below that level, that's it. And we're also sort of in the extreme phase of this wave 4, so we shouldn't drop much lower. Yeah? But again, we can even drop into the yellow box. As long as we stay above 16k, the green count is valid as well. And then we've got the red count. That's probably the most bearish one. That's a pure ABC pattern. Also here we have a possibility to find support in the red box, which is, by the way, located between 15,880 and 16,400, pretty much, yeah? So, however, that means if we go below 15,880, I will be strongly in favor of a direct sell-off. And if it happens directly, as I said, it might not even stop at 14k. It will probably go a bit lower. So that is still what Bitcoin is doing. And if we go onto the 1 hour chart here, just to see what is actually Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin doing here? So I'm currently looking at this as a B wave here. Yeah. A B wave or let me think. Well, a B wave or a wave 4. Yeah, that's all. So in the it's important to understand when could it be finished, because we have different scenarios here. We have, if we are in the green or the yellow count, the move down needs to be 3 waves. So basically A, B, C. In this scenario, what do we have? I've got the A wave, I've got the B wave finished, B wave as a triangle. And if we label the subwaves, the subwaves aren't so important in this instance here. What is more important is which area do we hold. Do you know why the subwaves aren't so important? Because it could either be a wave 4 here, or it could be the yellow B wave, or it could be the red B wave. But if it's the red B wave, we've got a subwave structure, A, B, C, and the move down would actually have to be a 5-wave move. So it doesn't really help me really to look at the subwave structures. What is more important is which support level is holding, but I'm still gonna show you what I see here. So I'm gonna see an A wave, I see a B wave. And if we assume we are now in a C wave, yeah, so in the yellow count or the green count, we've got here a wave 1, got a wave 2. I see a wave 4 here, I see a wave 5, and I think this, so I see a wave 3, sorry, no. I see a 1, I see a 2, I see a 3, I see a 4, and I think 5 is probably not finished yet. If I consider the length of the wave 1, because that is one way of calculating the target here. If I see the length of the wave 1 added to the high of the wave 4, then we're looking at something around 16,400. That would be the higher support area of the red box. That's one key target. And the first target is actually 16,650. That's the 1-to-1 ratio. So 16,650 is a target, yeah, or 16,380. I'm not sure how useful that is, because what's unclear at the moment in which of these scenarios we are, and the subwaves here of these waves, they can be different. So depending on which scenario it is. But here I still don't think this move down is over. I think that is what counts. Don't think it's over because the move up here has been quite corrective, and yeah, we're really testing the maximum of the yellow count. So this will be interesting. I think next few hours should tell us more. Primarily, I still expect a bounce from here somewhere in this area. Unfortunately, as explained yesterday and today in diagonal patterns, things can be quite unclear. You obviously see that here, but what is important to understand is we are in a messy pattern. We are in a probably diagonal or corrective pattern. In these scenarios, when you're trading it, understand that your win rate will probably be lower than if it's in an impulse, because the patterns are not ideal. They are messy. They are corrective. And also, you know, you need, in these instances, you need to manage your position sizing. You should use leverage, things like that. Eventually, that's all your own decision if you want to use leverage and everything, but I wouldn't use it in a diagonal. I wouldn't use it in a corrective wave pattern. So it will be interesting. We will get clarity if we drop below the red box, or if we get a 5-wave move to the upside at some point here, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.